Hey everyone, it's Zip Dude. Welcome to part 3 of my second generation iPod videos. This time we're going to take it apart and replace the dying battery with a fresh one. I really don't want to scratch it up, so I'm putting this blue painter's tape around the outside of the metal part of the body, because what we're going to need to do is actually get in between the plastic area and the metal part with a tool to try to release these clips that surround the entire iPod so we can open it up kind of like a clamshell. One of the things that's good about a second generation or first generation iPod is once you take the case off, the back is not connected to anything. So you don't really have to worry about the potential of ripping a ribbon wire or damaging something else. Even so, I'm going to stay away from the top of the iPod because some of the connections are up there and I really don't want to mess any of that. You can see here I'm squeezing it. That's a trick we can use sometimes where you could find a weakness in the case on where to start. Really didn't find any. So here we go. Let me pull out some tools here. Okay, what I'm trying to do is use this metal pry tool. You can use plastic ones or anything that can get in here. Pardon my hands, but what I'm trying to do is get in between the two and just find a way to work from the plastic part and then push down on the inside of the metal. There are 5 clips on both sides of the iPod. So once you get yourself in there, you just want to kind of move back and forth to increase you being able to get in there. And then eventually you'll start releasing those clips one at a time. And once we get the 5 off on this side, we'll try to go down to the bottom. There should be 2 clips down there. And then also the same thing on the other side. There's 5 more on the right side of the iPod. And once we get all that done, we could actually just open up from the bottom. And then we won't have to worry about the clips on top, and we could just get the iPod out of there once it clears the case on the bottom of the iPod. Okay, mission accomplished. We could just take the back and put that on the side, and now time to remove the battery. Yeah, I forgot I should have put it on hold before I open up the case, because now when I'm pushing down on the buttons, it's turning on the iPod. Even though it's 22 years old, you can still get batteries for these. I got mine from Elite Obsolete, and you could find them on eBay or other sources, but I just wanted to do the quickest way and the most reliable. I've used them before to get batteries for other iPods that I've been working on in the past. Okay, let's see. Okay, on the right, this guy here, that's our replacement battery. This is supposed to be 2300 milliamp hours, so it's a larger battery than what was originally in it, which in theory should give us a longer life. So we can play it longer, recharge it less. And no matter how long it lasts, it's going to be much better than what we had originally, where the 2 tests we did was 1 hour and 40 minutes roughly, and then the second time was 40 minutes after it sat with a full charge for a day. The battery that we're going to put in here is almost twice the size as far as power goes compared to the original battery. Connecting this to the iPod is pretty easy. It's a simple one-way plug. It'll only go on one way. The red wire will be on the top of the iPod. Okay, now we have to remove this battery. Thankfully, these 3 aluminum things you see here are all we really have to worry about, and we can get it out of there. This one on the bottom has some sticky adhesive to it that holds to the battery. This is a grounding strap. So there'll be enough adhesive that we could just put this back on and we'll be good to go with the new battery. These top ones just fold out of the way. We'll flip this up, and you'll see that here is our plug. I'm going to try to be real ginger with this, so this way don't break it, because you got to remember, this is, over 2 decades old. So we'll try prying it out here quick. It's a little more stubborn than what I thought it would be, but there we go. Okay, you see that blue and white piece to the left that fell off with the battery? We're going to put that back on. That's a cover or a cushion between the hard drive and the battery itself. Let's compare these just to make sure that they're the same. Yep, same relative dimensions. And let's get this new battery in. I forgot to mention, this battery cost about $15. So it's not a bad price, and it's great too because you're getting twice the amount of power out of it. Okay, right on top, plug only goes in one way, seat it. Okay, we have power. So obviously everything's looking good. Okay, let's just see if it loads up. I know it seems like it's taking a long time, but we've got spoiled. We forget how long it used to take for these things. It's not instantaneous. Okay, we are loaded up here, and let's see, will it play a song? Yep. All right, I'm happy. Let's get it all back together. The cables that came out of the replacement battery are longer than what the original equipment one was. So we're just going to try and tuck these in up here so they're secure and out of the way and don't get pinched on anything. This is kind of trial and error because it's replacement battery, but it's not exactly the same as what came out of it. Okay, we'll get ourselves in position, fold down the metal flaps, get the grounding strap all stuck down there. Double check, make sure that everything still works. Yep, we still have power. Okay, let's try and put this case in. I really want to be careful of the items on the top because the headphone jack will go into that specific area. And same thing with the Firewire 400 connection. You can see there's 4 screws that actually hold this assembly in here. In the future, if I can get my hands on a new cover for that Firewire port, I might end up having to take this off to put that in. Or, I don't know, maybe that Firewire cover actually just pushes through a little slot and latches into place, and I might not. Well, that's a project for another day. Okay, gonna be careful trying to put this together here. The top part's the most important part there. Once that gets lined up, everything else will just push down and snap into place. Okay, just going to continue pushing everything down to make sure it's good. And double check that everything is functioning. Yep. Okay. All right, I'm going to take this painter's tape off, and we'll give it a full charge. And the next thing we'll do is run a test on it to see how long it will go from being completely charged to completely drained. But I'm willing to bet we're going to beat the time that we had of 1 hour and 42 minutes with the old battery as being its best. So stay tuned for my next video where we do the battery test results and we get into how do we clean this and make it look as great as we can. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'm trying to build my channel. Any help's appreciated. Thank you.